All right, where you're going to start is down here. See this nice white stuff that's right here? That's what you're going to try to pick up. See, I can pick that up off that. Okay, and if I do this, this stuff right here, see if I pick that up, and if I put my probe behind it, you can see right through. See, I can see the probe right through the metal, where if I go behind muscle, it completely disappears, okay? So this was overhanging this, that's what was been cut right there. So I start down here, find that little spring, you can see the edge of the muscle through that sheath. Pick this up and start to pull it up, and it'll start to pull back real easily, and it'll be like, let's see if I can have some left back here. See the spider webs that are back here? That's what you're trying to get to, and they just wipe away. The thing you're going to encounter is some little tiny nerves, and they're going to be like rubber bands, okay? You're going to put a lot of pressure on them, they'll snap, okay? They're like guitar strings, you have to snap, okay? But that's what you're going to do. So this is the external oblique. See the fibers going this way? That's going to peel back, and you're just going to do it by layer, and then you'll see this edge. That edge starts way up here, comes all the way down. You'll follow that edge, clean it up, and just push it back. And you'll see another edge right here. See, there's the edge? This one you can't do much with. You just try to get the edge of it. Don't try to peel it all the way back. That's the internal oblique. If you peel that all the way back, the next step is the intestines, okay? So you don't want to go any further than that, okay? So we have the external oblique. That's our abdominal muscle. There's the internal oblique. This that goes straight up and down. I've cut it over to here. You can see the edge of it that I haven't dissected over here. I try to leave one side alone. See the edge there? That's the rectus abdominis going straight up and down. And the last muscle that's underneath that is the transversus abdominis. So you have 4 muscles, okay? That's bacon. Meat, fat, meat, fat, meat, fat, right? That's a pork belly, okay? Up here, yeah, good stuff, yeah, no doubt about it. Okay, up here, you have the pectoralis group. Now the only problem is this right here, this kind of underneath the axle here. I would go right here. The rectus abdominis, you're going to run right into this first pectoral, okay? Because the cat's sternum is much, much longer proportionally than yours is, they have what's called sternobra here rather than just a sternum. So it looks like a miniature vertebral column, okay? So the xiphoid is way down here. So the xiphoid starts here and comes up. And so the pectoral group has enlarged to encompass that, okay? We don't have the 4 that these guys have anymore. Ours have been subducted into the others. So the first one you see right here is the xiphi humerus. It goes from the xiphoid up to the humerus. It's very thin. It's the first one you're going to encounter. Look how far down it is. And then just, again, undercut it. You're going to get up here and there's going to be a big fat pad right here, okay? You're just going to pull it out, okay? And again, the next one is I try to find that next big line right here. And there's another line here and another line here. I'm looking for lines. I didn't leave it alone here enough for you to see that. But I'm just going to try to lift them up one layer at a time. The really big one underneath here is the pectoralis minor. The next triangular shaped one underneath this one right here is the pectoralis major, and that's the pectoantebrachialis. Okay, so there's 4. This up here is the deltoid. I'm just going to separate that and leave that up there for now. Okay, what I'm going to do is try to come back underneath the deep chest right here. Okay, and I'm going to try to pick out that fat pad. I'm going to separate it from this muscle that comes from the back. That's the latissimus dorsi. They all come up underneath here, and you're just going to take that fat pad right out and get down to that fan-shaped muscle you see standing out right there. Looks like a fan coming around. That's the serratus anterior. Okay. If you get that far, keep following your rectus abdominis up. It's a nice gateway in, and you can see that once I peel the fat out of there, I'm going to see the intercostals right here in the ribs. Okay, keep going like that, and you're going to come up here to this right here. Let me just define it better for you. See this thing right here? Okay, it comes up to a point. Looks like an arrow. Everybody see that? If you can't see it, you come around after, and I'll show you it again. Okay, this is the scalenes, okay? Resort the memory there. We have this one up here top is the anterior scalene. The big one looks like the shaft of the arrow is the middle, or medial scalene, and then the bottom one is the posterior scalene. At the top of the rectus abdominis, we come up here to this really flat muscle that sits on top of that right here. It's very short. It's the rectus thoracis. Okay. The serratus anterior. Intercostal-wise, all you have to look for is a pocket. So I'm just going to do that. The pocket. Okay, so I'm lifting up one and there's another muscle right underneath it. So that's an external intercostal and that's an internal intercostal. So just clean off the pockets that you see there. Okay? Yep. If you can get that far, you're doing good. Okay? Okay.